So you finally found your business name and you locked in your social media handles. Congrats, you have a brand. Not exactly. Hey, I'm Melina, and welcome to my brand strategy series, a place for entrepreneurs, coaches, and content creators who are looking to build a brand and business with impact. Today we're talking all about branding and personal branding, and I'm going to give you 6 things you need to build that personal brand. Now here's a secret. Whether or not you think you have a personal brand, you do. I know everyone on here talks about niching and talks about building your social media profiles and ensuring that you have high quality videos. Now, I'm not saying that all those things are not important, because they are, but that's not the definition of having a personal brand. Because a personal brand is not just about having nice pictures or great video. I know your time is valuable, so make sure you check out the timestamps so you can go straight to the points you truly want to hear. I am also giving away a checklist. You can catch that freebie down below. Okay, now let's dive into the 6 things you need to build a personal brand. A personal brand is what people perceive of you based on what they know about you. So a personal brand is not what you're putting on social media. It's how you choose to do business. It's how you interact with your people, your tribe, your community. It's what you value the most. It's you. It's your personality. And just an FYI, you can create a personal brand without ever using social media. I know, it's still true today. So why is personal branding so important? A strong personal brand can help you stand out from everybody else or your competition. It can attract new opportunities for you and build trust with your audience. Your personal brand is how you want people to see you. Okay, now let's dive into the 6 things you need to build a personal brand. Number 1 is you're going to identify your value proposition. Basically, you need to understand what makes you different from everyone else. In the sea of likeness and sameness, how are you different? What sets you apart from everybody else? Is it your experience? Is it what you've been through? Is it your storytelling? Is it your products and services? What unique value can you offer to your audience? Number 2, you're going to define your core values. What are the things that are most important to you? What are those principles like for you? What principles do you live by? And once you know your core values, that is when you can start building a personal brand that reflects what you are about. Now, your core values are not things that you can touch. They're not tangible. This is more of like feelings. What do you want your audience to feel when they are coming to you? Is it funny? Is it confidence? Is it independence? Is it trust? What are the feelings that you want your audience to feel when they see your brand? Number 3, you need to know your target audience. Who are you trying to reach with your personal brand? Once you figure out your target audience, I promise you it is going to get easier for you to figure out your messaging and what types of products and services you will be offering to your target audience. A lot of my students within the Creativerse Hub come to me and say, I know my target audience, don't you worry, this is checked off. The reality is they don't. And within the hub, the last cohort, it took 2 weeks to figure out their target audience, because we go deep and I ask a ton of questions for you to really figure out who your target audience is. And what do I mean by that? We go as deep as you knowing what their favorite color is. I know it sounds weird, but until you really figure out who your target audience is, what their interests are, what they truly want from you, the type of content they need from you, all that information is super crucial in order for you to figure out the type of business and brand you are creating. And doing this type of work has saved them enormous amount of time. I cannot tell you how many of them come back to me now and say, you have saved me time. I no longer have to pick my brain and figure out the type of content, the type of stuff that they want from me, because now you know, because you did that deep work. 2 weeks. And if you want in on this, the links are down below to join the Creativerse Hub. I would be so honored to teach you everything I know in terms of building your personal brand and turning it into a life of its own, utilizing video for social media. Number 4 is choosing 2 platforms. I always encourage my students to choose 2 social media platforms first, especially when you're first starting out, so you can really master those 2 social media platforms. Now, of course, when choosing your social media platforms, this needs to be relevant to where your target audience is living and breathing. If you're targeting younger people, you may want to optimize TikTok and Instagram, maybe YouTube. And if you're reaching a more older generation, you may want to look at LinkedIn or Facebook. Now, there is a strategy to this. So if you want to learn more about which social media platforms you should be utilizing for your business and for your personal brand, let me know in the comments below and I will make sure to do another video on this topic. I am also giving away a checklist that is going to help you to optimize your social media bio so that it aligns with your branding and your target audience. Of course, you can catch that freebie down below. Number 5 is be consistent. Be consistent not only with posting, but how you are choosing to show up within your personal brand. Now, here's what I mean by this. If you go onto my Instagram page, which I will tell you right now, I have decided to take on this challenge where I am restarting Instagram from scratch for the Creativerse Hub. So as you can see, I don't have that many followers right now, but let's check in within a few months. I'm hoping to have a lot of followers that are engaging with my content. But as you can see within my Instagram page, all the colors reflect my brand color. So I'm utilizing a lot of that purplish blue, a lot of the pinks, and sometimes that green. Because when we're talking about being consistent, we also want you to make sure that your brand is consistent. The colors within your brand are consistent, not only on your website, but your social media pages. And number 6, I'm gonna have to say it, it's quality over quantity. I want you to focus on having quality supporters and not huge amount of following, but no one is buying your products. If you are truly serious about building a personal brand, the more you connect with your audience, the more likely they will buy from you. And I don't know about you, but we like to make money. So that should be your ultimate goal, which is having and nurturing your quality audience. I always say you can make way more money on social media with having just 1,000 followers than having 10,000 followers, but you are unable to sell to them. So that only happens when you know what your audience wants and when you're able to speak to your audience in a more authentic way for yourself. Lastly, I just want to give you guys a few don'ts. I never want you to do this ever again. So if you're watching this, make sure you take these down in your notebook. I do not want you to create a personal brand that is not authentic to you. The last thing we want is for you to be creating something and all you're doing is copying something else, somebody else online. You need to be authentic. Everything you are doing as you are showing up online, as you are choosing to do these videos, as you are choosing to build out your personal brand, it has to match you. It has to match your energy and it has to make sense for you. Because people online now they know when it doesn't feel authentic and they're not going to want to follow you. Do not get discouraged if you are not seeing results right away. You need to play the patient game. Especially if you are trying to optimize on YouTube. YouTube is a long-term play. Do not sweat the small stuff. Don't fuss over your logo, your colors, how you're showing up, how your hair looks. We need you to focus on the bigger picture. And of course, do not give up. Most people start doing the things that they say they're gonna do and they give up within the first 2 weeks. Do not be the majority of people. Join me and everybody else on this app and be the 3% or 5%, whatever it is. It's a really small number. Be like us. Don't give up. Keep going. Keep doing it. As long as this makes sense for you, as long as you implement your core values, what makes sense for you, you're targeting the right audience, you know your messaging works, you know that what you're doing is showing up authentically as yourself, There is no reason for you to give up. Of course, if you need any help with this, I'm inviting you to drop your questions and comments down below. I want to make sure I can answer them in a future video. And if you are serious about building a brand, targeting the right audience, improving your side hustle, and finally leaving your 9-to-5 job, then I encourage you to sign up to the Creatorverse Hub, where I have helped hundreds of creators master this and so much more. I would be so honored to have you join the hub. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to this video, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.